What up, everybody? Um, Today we are gonna do something a little bit different but similar. I want to have a conversation today. I got a couple of things that I want to put out there, and I'm gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna have a conversation with a few people. I am gonna post the link at the bottom for anyone who's interested in coming up on the panel with me and having a conversation today. What's up, Tay? What's up, Lenny? Um, what up, Ashley? Well, I'm about to explain in a second why people feel like CJ is a bad person from my perspective and what I see. Um, First of all, I want to address a few things as well. What's up, Richard? I want to address a few things as well, but um let me post the link in the chat real quick. Hold on. Can y'all hear me now? What's up, Nina? What's up, Alana? Okay, so this how we gonna do it. The link that I posted below are for the women who feel like I bash royalty. The link that I just posted is for the women who think I bash royalty. What up, Dante? What up, Av? That's for the women who feel like I bash royalty. I just wanted to address a couple of things. A lot of people feel like that I hate royalty and I never say nothing nice about her. Contrary to if you would go to my past videos, I can literally post past videos of me saying nice things about her. But I just wanted to address this hyena code that we have out here. People wanted to know, why do I discuss royalty situations so much? Because a lot of the women that agree with this are royalty supporters, and that's fine. But I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from as a Black woman and where we're going as Black women if we continue to uphold this hyena culture. It should not be okay for any reason. And the women that agree or don't or allow a person to do something terrible as far as keep a children away from their father who wants to be a part of their lives, they are one and the same as well. They would do the same thing. And I know it's hard to admit. What's up, Gaza? I know it's hard to admit, but a lot of these women here, they agree with this because they would do that with their baby daddies. When they're upset, everyone has to suffer. And what I'm saying is, that's not okay. It's not okay. This is my opinion. Everyone else can have their own opinions, but as far as me, it's not okay. And you guys are supporting the continuous negative behavior that she displays. You know, you guys continue uplifting this. You guys keep saying it's okay. I heard people say he just got to do this. He got to do the hokey pokey and turn himself around and all this other stuff in order to see his kids. That's not cool. And if you have that mindset, you have to correct that behavior or you're going to put yourself in a trick bag as well. Okay? This is why I always say that royalty supporters are not her supporters, for real. They just use situations of her life that remind them of themselves. Again, that link I posted below is for women who can not only justify the behavior of royalty, but who can tell me why I supposedly hate her so much. I challenge you. I challenge you. Come on, right on stage. Come right up here. We're gonna have a come to Jesus moment. This is a hyena culture that they like to uphold. And while we wait for the detractors, I do want to play a clip from a girl, Kendra, aka the Crimson Cure. I want to play a clip. I was listening to her today. How do I pin the link? Y'all know I'll be needing help with this stuff. Is it a way the mods can pin the link for me? Hold on. Right. No accountability at all, Nina. No accountability at all. She can just do whatever she wants because she's a black woman. And that us as black women, we should not be beyond approach. And I'm not beyond approach either. That's why I'm saying whoever has an issue with what I've been saying, come on to the forefront. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. You go ahead and change my mind and hold me accountable instead of telling me how much you hate me. Let's do something better than that. Let's have a real conversation. That's true. That's true. I've seen plenty of videos of everything he does, whether he travels, whether he sees his daughter, whether he goes to co-parent. It's always a negative thing. Y'all heard me in the two lives back when I was commending royalty for not being in the lives anymore, and everybody was saying no, she wasn't alive, and I was like, what? So that right there, I don't attack. Oh, royalty just she's whatever video she made. What was the last video she made on YouTube? I don't know, but because I don't go to her videos, I don't comment under her videos. Y'all also heard me say about her birthday. I said y'all wrong for that. Y'all done trolled that whole girl on that Instagram. Not y'all, but the people who was trolling her on Instagram. I said the death threats was wrong and they were out of line. There are plenty of things to do. So for you hyenas out there, who just want to name call because you cannot accept what I'm saying is true, I need you to click that link and we have a real conversation. Because us black women who are trying to improve every day are tired. We're tired. Us women in general, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's really, really embarrassing. So I want y'all, because like I said again, nobody has been able to correct me or give me a perspective where I can say you're right yet. I've been looking. So where y'all at? I don't think she was, not to my knowledge. Thank you, Michelle. We just want her to do better. Period. We want all women who are having that mentality and thinking mentally abusing and parental alienation towards the children, towards their father, is not okay. That doesn't help you, that doesn't help the children, that doesn't help anybody. I've already spoken to the one of her biggest supporters. That video is down there. You guys check that out. And I was just talking to a counselor the other day. And we were talking about babies and how when the babies are not around their father, when at one time they were around their father, how it mentally affects them. Basically, her debunking everyone saying, oh, The kids, they're just 3. They don't know any better. It doesn't matter. It always takes an effect on children. It always takes an effect on children. But let me play this video, because the thing is, what royalty is doing in her behavior and the support that she's getting from these hyenas is not unique. This is the reason why they support that. This is the reason why they support that. It's not unique. They do this stuff every day. It's a sisterhood within the hyena community, and it has to end, because it's not beneficial. And I'm going to play a woman that's never met me. I've never met her. She's a beautiful woman. And she discussed the same topics. And you guys can see how a lot of our talking points are very similar to each other. So let me go to hers real quick. Who would lead? So the lady I'm about to play, her name is Kendra Davis. She's the Crimson Cure, and this video is called "The Sister Code of Black Women is Evil." The Sister Code of Black Women is Evil. That's her video.
Y'all been checking out the shorts. I've been putting out some shorts. Just 2. Thank you so much. And thank you too, Tall, for happy birthday. We gotta really talk about some things today.
Y'all hear it?
The video that I posted earlier today with the demon that left her children for like 2 months almost. And then it was not only that story itself, but the excuses, the excuses. We've used a lot of words to describe the so-called sisterhood. We've called them hyenas, and we've called a lot of names in the manosphere. And we've said that they are delusional. We've said that they are delusional. We've said that they are obstinate. They're not submissive. We use a lot of words. But the one word that none of us really like to apply to them is evil. For whatever reason, we don't like evil.
Squad.
Apply to them. We don't see what Black women do as a group, the things that they agree with, the things that they co-sign, the things that they get behind, the things that they're silent on, the things that they don't have any opinion, they don't speak up. It's evil. And we don't like to apply that to Black women. We don't like to apply that the word evil or the label of evil to a woman who would leave 2 of her 3 children in a home by themselves. She has no intent to take care of them anymore. She's not going to provide. She's not going to do anything. She's not going to be bothered with them. She's going to go on.
What up, Tori Brody,
Trisha?
Trisha?
As if she did not have 3 children. For the last 14 years, she had 3. 14-year-old, 12-year-old, a 3-year-old. And we don't want to apply the word evil to this individual that were trying to leave children, minors.
Hey, Miss Brady.
Left for dead. And children, thank you, Miss Lucchese, children and the elderly are some of the most vulnerable in any society. Children, the elderly, and then come women. In terms of the vulnerability of a group in any given society.
Now, she's talking about a woman who left her children to go party. You see these instances of women doing it all the time. And there's a lot of women who stay silent about this stuff. And when you talk about it, and when you say women are wrong for this, or they need to be held accountable, you become evil. You become a hater. You become a woman basher. Yes, Crimson Cure, lover to life. What's up, Jayden? You become all these things. You become somebody that just is a big hater. So for me, another woman, to see a woman display the behavior that royalty has displayed, which is fighting in the streets with her children around. And I think it's unfair to not consider Jalea and Leon as children because they're teenagers. They're still children. They are still children. They're babies. They are not adults. They are not grown. So it's wrong for me to hold her accountable for that. I should just keep my mouth shut because her feelings are hurt. I should just keep my mouth shut of her doing parental alienation because her feelings of hurt are hurt for what a man has done to her. As Black women who support this type of behavior, it's something really mentally off about them as well. They know right from wrong. And the women that see this stuff, even though they say they think it's okay and they do the same thing, they know it's wrong. And they ride with this. That's just equivalent as somebody seeing a crime committed and they don't report it. They are a part of the crime because they would do it too. So she's speaking on that. Let me continue playing some more of the video so y'all can hear. And even though this story is not the exact story of royalty, it has a lot of similarities that you will hear. Let's go on.
What do we have when we have a group of women that don't mind doing this to the next generation that they birth? This isn't even stepkids. This isn't even adopted kids. This isn't even strange children. These are children that these individuals have carried in their womb for 9 months, bared the pains, birthed them into the world, watched them from little newborns. And it can all be excused. I didn't even watch the video with Jay Prince's daughter. I didn't even watch it.
So somebody brought up a video with Jay Prince's daughter. Apparently she was getting abused. This is another situation of a Black woman doing something that's not okay. Do you see where there's a problem? It's a level of irresponsibility between the hyena community. And we gotta do better, people. We can't just keep making excuses of our pain. Everyone has a sad story. Everyone has had an experience in their lives to where they did something different. You're not a victim. Everyone has had their circumstances handed to them. Everyone's got their cards that they're dealing with. Everyone has the circumstances that they're dealing with. Everyone has whatever it is. Nobody's situation is unique. No one's. And to think it's okay to behave the way you're behaving because you're hurt is not okay. And to support that is not okay. So again, let's come on, Kendra, let's keep going.
I didn't even watch it because I'm very, very sensitive to abuses. So if she is abusing a little kid or a little baby, I can't.
Speaking of abuses of children, have y'all seen that video on TikTok where this girl told her baby daddy, since you're not answering your phone, I'm going to beat your child? And she started abusing that baby on TikTok. This is hyena behavior. And it has to stop. It has to end somewhere. And men, y'all got to be careful with these women that y'all select. And women, y'all got to be careful from these men. Because a lot of the men that y'all could get complaints about or give complaints about are usually offspring from single motherhood. Now, don't get it twisted. There's a lot of single mothers out there doing they thug thizzle. I have this friend. Well, it's really my sister's friend, but I've known her since she was a child. She raised 3 boys by herself, right? I think the father was in and out, like he could see them and stuff. They had somewhat of a relationship, or I think he passed away. Either way, they all went to college. Some traveled. One's a lawyer, the other's a professor, and they're all married. So just because you are a single mother does not mean that your children are doomed. Absolutely not. There's a plethora of results of women who has raised honorable, beautiful men who create these beautiful families, and the family is just amazing. But the hyenas, though, is a whole different conversation. A whole different conversation. And they're making us all as women and single women who be out there putting in that work look very, very bad. Because now it's happening so much, nobody knows the difference between the two anymore. Let's continue.
Thank you, Teray.
That's right, Nina. Generational curses.
The reason why I be naming my videos for the past year, Black women
Hey,
this,
TNT.
Black women that. The reason why I name it that is because y'all share the evil pathology. Y'all share the pathology. You share it. You share it. You share it. You agree. You may not have the guts to do it yourself. You may not have the guts to put hands on somebody yourself. But what you will do is co-sign, and making excuses and making justifications is a co-sign. Thank you, Theo Johnson. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much. You share a pathology. You share a hive mind. This is why I say women. For the lionesses that this don't apply to. Hey, how you doing, Hank? For the lionesses that this don't apply to, there are women who I'm close with. They are lionesses. And they actually find my content difficult to listen to because it's so far away from their reality that they don't really like, it don't apply to them. So they don't resonate with it. And that's a good thing. They don't resonate with it. But too many Black women did need to hear this in the way that I deliver it, in the raw, to hammer it in. Because this is more than about Black men and Black women not being able to get along, or, a woman being masculine, or things like that. And while those things are important in their scope, when we talking about that stuff, it goes so much deeper. It goes so much deeper. This is why these almost on the surface conversations don't hit down to the root. Because a lot of times Black women are on this kind of code where they can kind of see, and it's something wrong with you if you can kind of see the women who make excuses for the woman that offed her 2 little ones after the father got custody, for this one that left hers, for so many stories of these hyenas deleting children, deleting the men out of their lives, and things of that nature. It's a problem when you can't unequivocally, unabashedly, and absolutely flat out deny and detest that act. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. You gotta be able to flatly, without nothing else, no caveat, no excuse, no, oh, but wait, nothing. It needs to be flat out condemned. That's the word I'm looking for. Condemned without nothing else. When you can't condemn a condemnable act, that means that you resonate with that act, that you could see yourself engaging in that act if the circumstances permitted you to. That's why I'm on this today. Because it disturbed me. And it wasn't the first time that I had seen a bunch of excuses for Black female pathology, Black female heinous acts being done. That wasn't the first time that I had seen a group of hyenas get together to uplift or to somehow co-sign what another hyena has done. When I realized they started doing that, when a couple of years back, the video went viral of old girl running over her man or her ex or whoever he was in the supermarket, and she like ran him over. Then she grabbed the piece of the car and like beat him with it on the ground. Do y'all remember how graphic that video was? And he died. He was laying in a pool of his own blood, and she was yelling at him about something. And then the comment sections all over social media was like, well, you don't play with people and blah, 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 blah. Instead of condemning a condemnable act, you can't just off somebody.
What up, Des?
This was a couple of years ago. I want to say it was in 2020, 2019, 2020, something like that. Then it was another one that ran and hit the man. Because see, it was another one recently, within the past year, that ran over her man in a supermarket parking lot, and then hit another man that didn't have nothing to do with it, and he died. Both of them died, if I'm not mistaken.
So again, Crimson Cure is breaking down a lot of situations of women getting upset about a situation with a man and losing control emotionally. Losing control emotionally. And when you lose control emotionally and you want the person to suffer for hurting your feelings, everyone suffers behind it. So, why did I start talking about royalty? Well, I've seen what's been happening with them for a long time, right? I've seen them break up. I've seen him get with Tata. I've seen the back and forth with that. I've seen that get over and then she go back to him. Then I seen this instance. What made me speak up? I spoke up because there were too many hyenas coming to the forefront talking about how this behavior from a woman is righteous, is great, it's good. And I was like, am I in the uh 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 the twilight zone? Like, what's going on? Like, why are women thinking that this behavior is righteous and it's okay? This is why there's a lot of disconnect within the black family, within the black community. This is why this is a problem. And when I speak on it, and when I say this is not okay, she's acting like a hyena, this is hyena behavior. Oh, you're bashing her. Oh, you're a big hater. Ma'am, what is this doing to trigger you? Are you one of these type of people? Do you celebrate parental alienation and the separation and the division of the black household? Because Nike proved that you don't have to be with somebody in order for you to have a great, wonderful co-parenting relationship with them. She's proven that. She showed it. There's so many films on there about what happens when a black woman is angry. There's so many examples out there that shows, that displays what happens when a black woman gets angry, when she gets mad, who suffers, what ends up happening. And nobody would sit down and say, you know what? Maybe I need to correct that. We've all been through it. Like Des said, yes, we've all been through the back and forth relationship with exes. And I'm not perfect, but I learned from when my age, when I was a younger adult, that behavior is not okay. It's not okay. The back and forth, the children suffer in the end. And if the children suffer in the end, be prepared for your legacy to be screwed up until that one special individual is born to change it all. Yes, it's giving acrimony signs. And then when Nike co-parents and welcomes the new girlfriend and accepts whatever her baby daddy is doing, she's the bad person? She's the bad guy for wanting peace? I heard people say, why did CJ take Lexi to Gary? He needs to spend time with her daughter. First of all, Kamari loves Lexi to life. Y'all literally know, and all y'all watch hating fools sat there and saw the video of CJ FaceTiming Kamari and talking to Nike, and here go Kamari adding Lexi. CJ didn't do that. Kamari did that. His daughter did that. Kamari loves Lexi. So why y'all telling this man how to deal and not deal with his daughter? They're there living life and making their daughter happy collectively. Lexi in the TikToks with Kamari, spending time with her, doing a lot of things and a lot of opportunities his ex missed. Children are so lovable. They're welcoming. They're open arms. They're very adaptable people. And if she sees that somebody loves their dad and they love her too, why wouldn't she want her around? This is why CJ is telling everybody in the world, I love this woman. Why does he love Lexi? Because she is showing him something different. Wow, somebody's accepting my daughter, no questions asked. She's spending time with her. Yes, he calls her stepmom. I would not be surprised if later on down the road this man married that woman. Why? Because she's in her divine feminine. and she's showing him something completely different from the chaotic trauma and chaos. I'm not talking about the people, the connects, and all that other stuff. I'm talking about the love she's showing him. How she goes over and beyond and say, CJ, I appreciate you. And while y'all making fun of this woman that you don't know and hating on her and calling her all types of names and don't say anything offensive, to me, that's bashing. That's bashing, because you're not saying any behaviors that she's doing incorrectly, that she's doing wrong. Y'all just talking about her. That twisted hyena mindset. It's twisted. When I say royalty is wrong for doing this, that, and the third, and you see it just as well as I see it, and y'all say I'm bashing. But when y'all call this woman out of her name call her Bride of Chucky, call her all types of stuff, make pictures of her, that's not bashing a woman? What is y'all deal? Y'all really need to go seek some counseling and seek some therapy and get some healing about all this trauma that you've endured and you've accepted. You need to stop. She has not done one thing that you guys can say, I'm going to hold her accountable for that. Y'all just bashing. That's what bashing is. That's what bashing is. That's the definition of bashing. So before y'all go on my platform, because I've seen a lot of screenshots people have sent me, and shout out to y'all for sending me the screenshots. Y'all can keep them coming. Y'all know where to send them. Shout out to y'all. That's what's up. A lot of y'all saying y'all hate me. And it's hilarious. I don't care. I don't care. I'm here to tell you, we don't care. But I'm pulling from you. I'm pulling that sickness out of you. That's why you don't like it. Not everybody likes NyQuil, baby, but they need it to get better. Not everybody likes their herbs and their medicine, but they need it to get better. They need it to heal. They need it to heal. Y'all not healing. Y'all keep coming for me. Y'all keep talking about I'm bashing people. But y'all can't tell me what I'm saying is wrong. Yes, divine feminine. All that masculine energy out there, it gotta stop. That too. That too. Let's talk about that, Rico. I'm pro black family, right? I love the black family dynamic. We need more of it, right? But and you know what? It goes both ways too. A lot of these black men keep selecting these hyenas too. So they need to be very vigilant on who they select, and they need to practice better P discipline, right? But if what they're doing is not working with the black women that they continue to select, and they step to someone and try to say, let me try something new, and they do it, I don't see anything wrong with that. As long as they're not, because there's some men that get with white women and they bash black women. You've never seen CJ do that. He just said, I'm going to try something different. If a black woman gets with a white man and say, look, I'm going to try something different, and don't bash black men, I don't see anything wrong with that. Whatever is messed up and is not working, and someone decides to try something different, they have every right to. Yep, and she another one. But she identifies with the hyena culture. It's Sunday, y'all. We going to church. We going to church. It's Sunday. Yeah, she seems like I like Lexi. She cool. She means well. She's sweethearted. I love her to life. She cool as hell, in my opinion. She has not shown me anything different of who she is. She's very sweet. Yeah, CJ can be himself around her. We getting a word today, squad, cousins, all that. Exactly. The truth shall set you free. What up, Jay? But you know what? And no shade to her, because I really don't know that woman. But from what I saw, she's always alone. And that's telling for me. Now, I don't know if she is alone. I know she does have a child as well. And I know she admitted as well that she would perform parental alienation if someone kicked their mother in the stomach, even though their mother shouldn't be there in the first place. So she's a part of the hyena culture as well. There was never no accountability for that VA. They keep saying it's some random troll, and the random troll never did it again. It just came and gone. That's called making excuses. Hey, Robin. Yes, misery loves company. She said she got her church hat on, y'all. Yes, we do. We as women we gotta tighten this up. We can't keep allowing these behaviors. I know that's right. Right, exactly. No accountability. Just don't hit my mama and I'll keep my kids away. And I can only imagine. I hope that she's not having the same experience as her baby daddy's not having the same treatment as royalty is giving her baby daddy's treatment. But I wouldn't be shocked. And that's another topic. There is definitely a crab in the barrel mentality. I see a lot of people make videos about, oh, look at how he drink water. Like it's insane to me. Yes. Let's continue with Miss Crimson Cure.
So I'm actually talking about two different instances, not even talking about the same instance. Thank you, Stardust, that they defend the indefensible. Precisely. Thank you, Black Adepts, that do Black women realize when they done destroying us and kids, the system gonna take them out too. I don't know if they too far gone to really see all of that. Thank you, Black Goku. So this is why it's hard for us to tell the difference because they simply refuse to hold each other accountable. That's because there is no difference. A female that defends something, like you said, defend the indefensible, it ain't no difference. It ain't no difference. Because there's no reason why she should be able to understand that. As chaotic as women are, don't let them fool you into thinking we don't understand right from wrong. We know right from wrong. Chaos don't stop us from knowing right from wrong. We know what is right and what is wrong. Every human being come equipped with that knowledge. That is an innate knowledge. You gotta learn what's legal and illegal, but you know what's right and wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Legal and illegal is different from right and wrong. So you share a hive mind. You share the thought that no Black woman is actually ever guilty of anything. She's never actually guilty of anything, no wrongdoing ever across the board. She's inherently perfect, and what flaws she does have, they are minimal and they are harmless. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it, y'all. Whatever flaws that Black something minimal and it's always something flawless, let them tell it. Something harmless, I mean. Thank you, OC. Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart. Fire in the scale, the balance. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stardust. That right and wrong are absolute, legal and illegal are subjective. Exactly. So they're never wrong. She's inherently perfect. Her flaws are minimal and they are harmless. If she does anything at all that is perceived as bad, then there are always external factors that are beyond her control that caused her to act in that way. Do you understand what I mean? I'm going to repeat that. If a black woman, if a hyena does anything that is perceived as bad or wrong or unconscionable, then there is always an external factor that is beyond her control. That's important. The external factor has to be beyond her control, and that is the thing that actually caused her to do whatever she did. Thank you, Steven said.
Now, did y'all hear what she said? I know y'all heard that. She said when a black woman does something cray, okay, when they're doing something that's unacceptable, it's always somebody else's fault. So you hear a lot of these women saying, well, if CJ didn't do this, and if CJ didn't do that, and if this and that and the third, it's always an excuse and never the accountability. She's saying the same thing. Now, keep in mind, she's not even talking about CJ, royalty, nobody, right? She's talking about a lot of these black women out here who are royalty supporters, by the way, who have the same mental behavior mindset. I guarantee you, if a lot of these women who supported royalty truly would say, look, girl, I get it. That was a bad situation. You know, it is what it is. What can we do to move forward instead of staying in this, making diss tracks, fighting in the street, doing all of that stuff? I think it was the opportunity that was missed for me was Bossetta. Queen, let me send you this money so we can do this Bossetta stuff, so we can do a whole revamp of your life and let people know, yes, you had a bad breakup. Let that man see them kids and let's make you grow. Let's help you grow, sis. Let's come to the forefront and do something about it. You heard nobody say that. You heard not one person say that. All you heard was it's a man's fault that she is displaying this erratic behavior. Now, how crazy is that? That a woman like Kendra, aka the Crimson Cure, y'all go check her out, subscribe, is saying the same thing and giving different situations from different hyenas who have destroyed their children's lives, their families, and their own lives because they are upset about what a man has done to them. It's always someone outside of them. If you guys go to my past videos, you would see me post videos of people saying that everything is your fault because you put yourself in the position and the mindset to receive whatever you're going to receive. And whatever you're going to receive may be a lesson. And from that lesson, you need to learn it, rise above it, and move on from it. That's what I say. So for the women out there who consider that bashing, maybe you need to check yourself out and see what you've been doing and what you can correct within yourself so your children can have a happy life as well. It can't just be about the mama being happy. The problem with a lot of these hyenas is they feel like their happiness is more important than anybody else's, and it's not. Okay? We as Black women are tired. And please believe the women who do not agree with this have their own walk of life in that same situation. We are not perfect by any means, but we're giving you guys warnings that there is a better way. It's a better way. It's a better way. But no, let's blame a man. Let's not take accountability, because if you don't take accountability, there's no reason for you to grow. If it's always someone else's fault, there's no room or reason for you to grow, so you can stay stuck. What up, Summer Breeze? Look at all these beautiful, beautiful women in here who are advocating for a man who wants to see his kids so those kids can be whole. Look at all these beautiful men and women in here supporting the same thing. They don't want her to be held accountable, because if they hold her accountable, they would have to start holding themselves accountable. I don't know, G. That's what I'm saying. People will make their own circumstances and blame everyone else for it. And that's not a way to live. Ooh, child. And if she doesn't learn this lesson, the universe has its way of sending you the same lesson with different people. This is why they feel like I'm bashing Black women, because they feel like we can't be approachable. If it's a woman scorned, do you know they have quotes in the Bible? They said that somebody posted a verse in Proverbs saying a person is better off walking in the wilderness than dealing with an angry woman. We do not have the best history of how we behave in these streets, even in the biblical times. So, how do we change that? What's up, Yamilith? How do we change that? How do we come and say, you know what? We as Black women, we just need to be women in general. Just women in general, because they all turning up out here. We all turning up out here. How do we stop that? That too. Some of them are either relating to her story or profiting off of her story. They're either relating to her story or profiting off of it. There's really no excuse. Yes, it's too much emotion. It's too much emotion. Thank you, 6 Proverbs 21:19-21. Thank you. Come on through with the knowledge. This has been centuries of our behavior. Centuries of our behavior, but I'm bashing women. But I'm a hater. Instead of seeing, well, you know what? I do have a point. I need to correct some of my behaviors. Maybe my life will go a little bit easier if I go this way instead of that way. Maybe it'll be easier if I do something different. Yeah, child. That's what I heard. Exactly. She's not benefiting from this at all. I'm just saying. Let's go and continue with this clip.
Code the same way white supremacists. Are we gonna get to that? But thank you so much. See, my audience is smart. Y'all know exactly instance, you suffering from mental health, you can't be completely held accountable for that. Can you? If you're doing things and the things that you are doing are horrific, but you can sit up and say that you have a mental health issue that is severe enough to affect your decisions and the things that you do every day, then you cannot be held 100% accountable for what you did if you can be held accountable at all.
Now, did you hear what she just said? Did you hear what she just said? Mental illness is used as an excuse for, like, look at her mental health, look at all the stress that she was put through, look at all these, look how she was suffering mentally. This is the reason why she was doing that. Y'all see that, right? All types of excuses, because if you have those type of excuses, how can you hold yourself accountable and do something different? Thank you, 6-6. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a continuous and angry woman. This is the Crimson Cure. Her name is Kendra. She posts videos and lives like this every day. Let's go on and listen.
If you can be held accountable at all. And that's usually the go-to when they delete somebody, or when they beat on somebody, or when they hack somebody to pieces, like old girl did her landlord because that woman wanted her rent, so she hacked that woman up. You understand what I'm talking about? See, some of these stories I can't report because this is a soul drain to me. So I can't always do a video, but it's not that I don't.
You see how she say it's a soul drain? Des, you said it yourself as well as me. The story about her doing parental alienation and all this drama with CJ is draining. It's definitely draining. What up, Darius? That's why you'll see Des, she'll go on live and she could be like, let's talk about something else, y'all. I don't even want to talk about that because it's draining. It's soul sucking. And mind you, all the stuff that the Crimson Cure is stating, that Kendra is stating, is very accurate. It's extremely accurate.
See these stories. Because, see, a truly insane person, even if they are homicidally insane, not a serial killer, insane, then you really can't hold them accountable for what they're doing, because if you see them and they just are completely detached from reality, from every aspect, not able to stand trial, they don't know what reality is, they just acting completely in a hallucinative, dissociative way, then that is when that person is insane. That person is Majnun. That person is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So you really can't hold that person accountable. You got to put that person away.
And y'all, I want to have a quick discussion too. I think this was either last year or the year before last. I think this might have been 2 years ago. Do y'all remember the story of that black woman who was driving recklessly and she killed a black family and a couple of other people? And then when the stories came out, they were saying it was over a breakup. It was a dude that hurt her feelings. They were already throwing stories out that were not even confirmed. Not even confirmed. They were throwing stories out about she was drunk because of a breakup. She was mad because somebody broke her heart because of a man. Do you see why this stuff is a problem? Every time a black woman does something that she know damn well and we know damn well is wrong, there's always going to be somebody saying, well, this was because of this guy. or this person. It's always something outside of themselves. That woman was a nurse. She knew better. Period. Point blank, period. But no, it was a heartbreak from a man. A man did it because he put her in the wrong mental mindset. It's hyena behavior. It's hyena behavior. Then they started saying mental illness played a part of it. She was stressed. She was working too much. Why do people have to continue to suffer because you're not going to seek the help that you need? Why? Why do the children, why do innocent people, and that was a little baby, do you know that car seat flew? That baby didn't even get to experience life because of a woman who could not control her emotions, and she knew better. She took innocent people's lives behind this. Y'all remember that? Horrible. Horrible. But I'm the one bashing women. I'm the one bashing royalty because royalty was mentally abused by a man she decided to be with for 9 years. So do you think that she would still be that way with him if he wasn't in a relationship? No. I think she would she'd be nice to him if he wasn't in a relationship. Because her intention was to live somewhere else, and then they kind of sneaky leak from time to time, and she still have her freedom. Because this is the very first time she's able to have something on her own without living with somebody else. She's been living with somebody else for the majority of her life. After she got kicked out of her mom's house at 16, she lived with her first baby daddy. After that, she moved back in with her mama and brought CJ in. After that, CJ provided a place for them to live together. And now here she is, 9 years later, she finally gets to have something on her own, but really not on her own because she's never alone. Exactly. Mm, mm. Yep, that's a problem too. In real life, for real. Exactly. Exactly. It's all right, Des. Because it's not about everybody. It's supposed to be her way. She's supposed to, based off of the experience that she felt that was done to her with CJ, she has to have her happiness. She has to have her cake and eat it too, in order for everyone to be happy. Now, mind you, CJ did not come out with him dating Lexi until royalty said, I'm moving on. And that gave CJ the green light to say, forget it, I'm going to just try something different. But she didn't want that. She wanted the control. She wanted to be able to date around, because realistically, when you date around, the older you get, after you date around, you'll see like, damn, it really ain't really much out here. Because if there was something out there, royalty would not be dating someone younger than her like that. She would be dating somebody her age or a little older. But let's just say she said, let's try something new. The selection that she chose gives the same energy of her first baby daddy, aside from the women already being there. It's not positive. And then you got hyenas uplifting that. Oh, he's richer than CJ. Being richer than CJ does not make her win, even though I think that's a cap. But him being richer than CJ, that's not a win. What is he doing for her children? Is he willing to play stepdaddy? Is he over there trying to figure out how to help them kids with their grades? Is he doing all of that stuff? Has he proposed? No, he got a whole different situation going on. A few of them. And this is why I say, when you don't get held accountable for the things you do, you repeat the same patterns. So if CJ was such a bad dude and you selected the dude, why would you go and select somebody like Rico, who is, in my opinion, a little bit more off track? All right, y'all, let me get back to this playback. Let's get back to the playback.
In a mental institution or something because they are a danger to others and themselves due to their actual insanity. Every mental health issue is not insanity. Let's get that straight. Every mental health issue is not insanity. If you have major depressive disorder, that's not insanity. You're not crazy. If you have anxiety enough to be diagnosed or treated for it, that's not insanity.
Basically, Miss Brady.
If you have postpartum depression or even postpartum syndrome, that is also not insanity. That is a condition where your hormones need to be regulated because your body is not doing a good job. Postpartum depression, you cannot be having postpartum depression and your youngest baby is 10. We're not doing that. Struggling financially is not insanity. Having borderline personality disorder, that's not insanity either. Having narcissistic personality disorder, which a lot of them have. Having all of the rest of the cluster B, the cluster B category of personality disorders. That's not insanity either. You might be diagnosable, you might need to be treated for it medically, but you're not insane. Let's get down to that. You're not insane.
What up, Tina?
You might be demonically possessed, but you're not insane. That's a different rabbit hole. We're not going down that one. So a lot of y'all not crazy. You're evil and you're trifling and you're on demon time, but you ain't crazy. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. You know the outcome of what you're doing. You've understood what you're doing. The reason how you determine whether or not somebody's insane or not is how far do they go to cover their tracks. Because when you're covering your tracks, you know you did something wrong. You know you did something wrong. When you're trying to hide what you've done.
Y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? Come on, Kendra, speak. When you covering your tracks, you got something to hide. That's why you gotta lay low. You wouldn't have to lay low if you were doing the things that you were supposed to be doing. And none of it is different. Summer, none of it is different. You have to cover your tracks when you're doing wrong. Who covering their tracks right now? Who covering their tracks right now? Who's saying that they gotta do all? You wouldn't have to do that if you weren't doing um the stuff you was supposed to be doing. You wouldn't have to hide. You wouldn't have to cover. You wouldn't have to lay low for nothing because what you're doing is correct, right? Come on now. This is what I'm saying. Her situation is not unique. A lot of these hyenas think this way. They have this mindset, and they'll quickly come and say that I hate a black woman and I'm bashing a black woman, when I'm just saying that her behavior needs to be corrected in order for her to be free. Ain't it deep? Oh, you know what? And you know, my husband told me that his mama told him after a bad breakup. You know what his mama told him? His mama told him, sometimes, son, you can't be a good man to these women. She said, don't stop doing it. But the women that you are good to, that are treating you bad, they can't have a good man, because if they have a good man, that means they would have to be a good woman. And some women aren't ready for that. What? My mother-in-law told my husband that. Hello? If you're with a good man, guess what? You have to be a good woman. She may not even be ready for that her damn self. Period. Come on now. Let's continue.
That's how you know when somebody knows something, that they did something wrong. See, it's the difference. When somebody do something, but they weren't trying to hide it, they just did it. And it's like, wait. Somebody pulled their coattails, that wasn't right. You weren't supposed to do that. Oh, really? No, yeah. You messing up. You messing up. You weren't not supposed to do that. Well, that indicates that person might not have known or recognized that what they did was necessarily wrong. So they wasn't trying to hide it from nobody or lie about it or make no excuses about it. It was just what they did. But see, you understand that you're wrong when you try to lie, when you try to cover it up. Just like the chick earlier. She knew exactly what she was doing. The first thing she didn't do was enroll them kids in school. And like I said in the video, the reason why she didn't enroll those children was because
Period,
she did
Miss Michelle.
authorities in the public school system to become aware of those children's existence and become aware of the fact that those children would be missing a interesting amount of school. See, I do believe that they still send truancy officers in some places. If your child is registered in school, but they absentee, their absenteeism is well beyond what the school system say is allowable, they try to contact you or they contact somebody to let somebody know that those children may need to be checked on because they needed to be in school and they ain't been in school in 3 weeks. See what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Tahir. Said, hi, Crimson, still trying to clone you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much. And thank you, Unison. Said, what's up, Crimson? Until black men develop a universal code of abandonment, no attention, no sex, provisioning, or protection, this will continue. See, we're gonna have to let this mindset, really, we're gonna have to let it, die off. We're going to have to let that mindset die off. So that was the first thing that she did, was to make sure that these children were not in the system in Texas, in the county that she was in. So you can't check on children that you don't know are there. Thank you, Professor Carl. Says silence is compliance too. Pretending not to see this wicked behavior is just as bad. Wicked, evil, and being mean are all branches of the same tree. Not many are redeemable at this point. This is true. This is true. And thank you so much. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and really cook the rest of this, because this is a situation, this is something that nobody says, and we definitely need to talk about it. So after these messages, we'll be right back, because this is a situation.
Okay. Let's talk about a little bit of the things that she was saying. I don't know, because I don't see any. It might be never, but I'm waiting to see her win without him. She can win without him as soon as she let all of that go. Thank you, Trisha. No, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. We all have exes where we just question where we were in life at that moment, right? But regardless of where we were at that moment, we gave that person our energy. So if he's a man child, you decided to have twins with this man child. You decided to do all of this with him, stay with him for the longest period of time that you shouldn't have. There's no accountability. What up, Brenda? No, CJ's just doing the exact same thing he's supposed to do. And you guys, I'm going to have more content coming out. And the content that's going to come out is addressing the hyena behavior. Because, like I said, it's just not royalty doing this stuff. There's plenty of women that are doing it. This is why she has such a big support system saying that all of this behavior that she's doing is okay. And we as women and men, we need to put a stop to this. We need to advocate for a better way for our children, for our future, so we can get into situations to where that we're strong as a unit. And you know what? No amount of child support is going to be beneficial to her. We sat here and saw 50 Cent's baby mama not do anything until her son stopped receiving child support, and then she ended up having to grasp for straws, and they bashed 50 Cent every tooth and nail they could. She poisoned her son's mind against his father, which was not beneficial to her son. 50 Cent won't even talk to him right now. Okay? 50 Cent like, nah, he too toxic. He got his mama in him. I can't deal with him because I don't trust him enough to deal with him. This boy had a whole empire set up for him to be great and do great things, but just because his mom was such a nasty, toxic person, she mentally turned her son against 50 Cent, and now his son is having daddy issues and continuously is blaming his father, even though he sees all of the things that his mother has done. I'm sure he read 50 Cent's book and saw, okay, that's probably where I could have improved on. 50 Cent has made multiple attempts to try to reconnect and fix things with his child. The woman lied about where the graduation was and what time it was and all that other stuff. She said, well, he could have called the school himself and he could have did this. It's always an excuse instead of saying, hey, come see your son at this, that, and the third, and let them have their own relationship so your child can win. So your child can win. It wasn't about her child. It was about her. How selfish as fuck is that? How selfish is that? So here he is now posting pictures talking about I'll pay you $1,000 for your time, trolling, and they still don't have a relationship because he's angry and he doesn't even know what he's angry about. $50 son could have had everything handed to him and he could have learned some stuff and he could have continued with the legacy to do great things. Now 50 Cent went ahead and had another child to try to do that as well. Now, I'm not saying 50 Cent is perfect. He petty as hell, okay? He a cancer. He be trolling. But he do right by his kids when he rock with his kids. And even in that moment, 50 Cent said, my son could have called me. He got my number. No, you just want a clown show. He's acting like a female, very feminine. So again, this situation with royalty is not unique to royalty. You see this every single day. You see it every single day. No problem, Cameron. So y'all gonna see more content of me not only addressing royalty's behaviors, I'm gonna address the rest of the hyenas in the world. Because I am anti-hyena. I feel like black women should no longer support these hyenas because they don't represent us. They do not represent the women who out here busting our asses and making good names for ourselves. We have to separate ourselves from these hyenas. Y'all understand me? Because our children at the end of the day are going to be the ones who suffer behind this.
Orders, just a quick update. Every order, and this is almost 800 orders.
Okay, so Cransome Cure, she posted a commercial for her book. She does have a book on the divine femininity. She's a feminine coach. So if you guys are interested in her book, go on, grab her book, go to her, subscribe to her, support her. She speaks real legitimate stuff. Her, Love Doris. Y'all see these women that me and Des post constantly, continuously, because we want our people to win. And we can't win just bashing men all the time. That should be exhausting. First of all, and this is for men and women, we need to stop selecting the ones that aren't for us. And in my opinion, CJ was selecting, he selected a woman that was not for him. What did CJ go do after that? He selected a woman completely opposite. And I'm not even talking about skin color. I'm talking about personality wise. Okay? When CJ said his little clown sessions when he jokes, because he clowns on everybody, that's his personality. What does Lexi do? She clapped back. She clapped back and she let it rub off her shoulders because I know he's just clowning. That's just him. So I'm not gonna get emotionally hurt by it. I'm not gonna internalize it. And I believe the reason why royalty internalized a lot of those jokes that CJ was saying about her friends, his friends, and everyone else, I think she internalized it because she's not secure within herself. CJ is growing in front of us. So I can't hold him accountable for things that he's growing from. He's apologized to Nike and Kamari publicly. He is trying to go down to Gary. And you know what happened? You know what I saw when I seen that CJ said, you know what? I'm going to go and spend time with my daughter and da 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 da. Instead of women saying, you know what? At least he's trying to change and grow and spend more time with his daughter. You know what these hyenas said? Well, he should have did that long time ago. You can never win with the hive. You can never win with the hive. He should have did that. The problem is, and this is my frustration with these hyenas, there's no redemption to them. But if they make a mistake, they want the same redemption. They want the same They want people to acknowledge them. Well, that was me and I changed. But then when a man says, you know what, I apologize, now you do it. But they want the same benefits. They want people to forgive them for their wrongdoings. They want the people to see them grow. And when CJ says, you know what, I probably should be doing this. Like now, he's not wearing chains anymore. Instead of people saying, first they were like, look, CJ flossing and da 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 da. Instead of them saying, okay, CJ's decided he's not going to wear that type of stuff anymore because it's dangerous. It could be a danger to him and his family. Instead of them saying that, they say, look, he ain't wearing this and that anymore. It's just never good enough for these type of poor mindseted hyena type people. It's never good enough, and they're trapped in their own bullshit paradigm. Anybody knows how to screenshot on a Galaxy 22? Because I do not. Do you get what I'm saying? It's never nobody growing. It's never nobody can grow. Oh, he apologized now all of a sudden. I'll consider it. Mel says press the down button and the power button at the same time. You're bad for what, Tina? Oh, I love me some Pink Book lessons, okay? I love me some Pink. I'm telling you, these are my queens. I love them all. Like they're tired. We are tired, okay? Because what one man, whether black, whether white, whether Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Asian, Jamaican, whatever, what they see with us women, they will see it in all of us if we do not separate ourselves from these hyenas. Seriously. And there's a lot of hyenas out there. We gotta cut that cord. We black women who know what these hyenas are doing that are wrong should not be supporting this behavior. Oh, that's what's up, Trisha. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's good. That's good, girl. Congratulations. Yes, it does. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Ashley. I'm telling you, that hive, man. Always moving the goalposts. Always moving the goalposts. I figured, I said, it's Sunday. We might as well go to church. Yeah, get them likes up, y'all. And you know what? Like, what's the benefits of looking at that man's pockets? Oh, that's okay. I don't mind. Child. Mm-hmm. Exactly. He had to heal. But they want him to be a father like they want him to be a father. And you can't tell a father how to be a father, just like you can't tell a man how to be a man. And I think that's the problem. I think they want the leadership role. And here's the crazy part. I think I've said this before in my life, but if I didn't, I'm going to say it again. Hispanic women know that the leaders of their community is a Hispanic man. The Asian women know the leaders of their community are their Asian men. Majority of the white woman, aside from the feminism, knows that the white man is their leadership in their community. The black women and black men, there's a majority of black women out there that don't even respect black men, and they will have black sons, and that energy will come off for them not respecting the black men unto their sons, and then it's a whole shit show of things that develop from that, which brings us here now. And a lot of these black women are the same black women who bought into white feminism when that was never our fight to begin with. But that's another subject for another time, and I will be discussing that as well. Offering time, who got the basket? I mean, the United States have a lot of entitled women who feel like they come first, and that has to change. So if a person is going out elsewhere to seek the love of their life, because when you see women, there's an attitude on their face, and I seen right in front of me a situation where a dude seen a woman, and she was walking. She was a very pretty woman, but she had a serious face. And he said, "Smile, beautiful." Just an older dude. And she was like, "You don't effing know me." Wooty, 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 woo. And I was like, "Oh, wow. You wouldn't even think how she carried herself. She would speak that way." And he was like, "I'm just saying smile. I'm not trying to, he an elderly man too. He wasn't trying to holler. He was just complimenting. Smile, you're beautiful. Smile." She was not having that. And I'm like, that was not necessary. Why turn up like that? Now, if a man starts pressing you and getting all weird, okay, I get it, whatever. But you need to get a man a chance. Like, good Lord. Yeah, yes, you can, Delaney. Child, some of these women got their views and they tainted. I believe, I believe where it started. It started from. I believe it started from when we started receiving welfare benefits. Because when you started receiving welfare benefits and you're poor in the black community, you were not allowed to have a man in the household. So when women stopped, a lot of those women traded in the man that they were with for the support from the government. Because if you have that, and the messed up thing about that was the welfare benefits that they received were the benefits that were really owed to them. Because when World War II happened, a lot of the soldiers that came home from World War II got government assistance. They got things from home, but the black soldiers did not. So they continued to make it to where the black man was poor. So the black women that decided, because there were some that just rode with their man and figured it out, but the black women who decided to choose government over the man of the household put the man out, didn't want to deal with the man because they got some income coming in and they were still struggling. And the government likes to portray that women can be more successful, but if you look at the stats, women are more educated. Black women are more the most educated, but they still don't make more than black men. So they've been sold a bullshit dream that they believe that they can achieve all this stuff without a man. And statistics show, if you go look at the demographics, it's right there. Black women still do not make more money than black men do. We're just the most educated. So a lot of them got sold a dream and they bought it. And it's a bullshit dream. So they kept the man out of the household, and it started from there. Then if there's a video circulating out there, I think it was like in the 80s or in the 70s, where women was like, I just want a baby. I don't need the man to be around me. Then you had those people start busting out the woodworks. I just want a baby to love me. And you shouldn't just have babies because you want somebody else to love you. You need to love your damn self first. It's so many factors that contribute to the broken homes in society. So many. He said, when you have love at first sight, Ron. I'm telling you. Because when a lot of men and women see this, they think that's what we are. And then there's the women that agree with it. And there's been evidence of those clips. I tried to, Tina. As long as we educate ourselves and we could continue to condemn the not this nonsense and this erratic behavior, we can pull from this. It always. And here's the thing, Robin. This is what a lot of these hyenas fail to realize. If they destroy all of our black men, they destroy our protectors. They protect us. Y'all saw when that man broke into LL Cool J's house and he didn't know that man was there and his daughter was there? That man beat the brakes off of him. Okay? Every time I'm in the streets and I'm going to the store and I'm doing things and my husband comes with me, I feel so much more protected. And I started seeing situations where if I was with my husband, sometimes a dude would get an attitude or something will happen. But when my husband was there, nothing would ever happen. Let me tell y'all a story. One time, long time ago, when me and my husband was living in an apartment, we had a townhouse, right? And we were renting a townhouse. The person did not fix the plumbing right. And then when he finally fixed the plumbing, he left, right? One day he comes back because I kept complaining because they did not fix the hole that they left so you could see the pipes of the toilet in our kitchen. Okay? So he got an attitude with me, started getting loud with me, and was like, you're over there bugging and I don't feel like doing this today. And my husband came downstairs. He said, what's the problem? Oh, nothing, sir. Sorry, sir. I was just explaining to her, I've been busy. He said, you gonna fix that or you not gonna fix that? What's the problem? I heard high voice. Why is your voice so high? I'm so sorry. He apologized to me. He apologized to my husband. And he took his lazy ass right over there, fixed that right on there for me and my husband in that moment and got the fuck on. That's protection. Because let's be honest, ladies. Men, there are men out there who do not care if you are a woman. They will lay your ass out. And you've seen so many videos of women getting knocked out. Even in that video, I want to say it was like an LGBTQ parade. And there was two women who were married. And they were trying to ride for the parade. These two men laid one of the women out and the other woman ran for her life. There was no protection. Nobody came to the rescue. It was a very, very sad moment and nobody talked about it. Some of these men will really come for you if you're a woman. And I know a lot of women be like, you know what? I can defend myself and da 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 da. I don't ever think, even if it's another woman who come try to fight me, that I can whoop everybody. I'm not going to be that naive. Period. I'm not going to risk my life to be naive like that. I feel covered when my husband is around me. I feel protected. I sleep well at night. And even if it's just a boyfriend or whatever, black men need black women and black women need black men, period. Women and men need each other. And that's what we need to come to the terms to. But it's like a power struggle thing from some of these black women out here. And they need to figure out what the hell that is and fix it. A lot of men wishing up and not running into marriages. I'm just saying, they're making a lot of changes. Yep, Claudine, exactly. That movie Claudine was a perfect thing, and they was all in their houses. A man there. Period. Period is. Child, that'll be for another program on another day. Anti, did you see the video of Roland Martin put up with the white lady spitting? I did not see the video, but I really don't watch Roland Martin like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I could go watch that video. But I seen the video of when they were at, a black woman was at a DMV office, and this white woman was doing something that I think she smacked the black woman, and the black woman said, all right, took her shoes off and was like, back, knocked that sense, some sense into that woman. He might have seen the ghetto a little bit, but yeah, sometimes people ignore the signs, and I keep telling y'all better look at them signs. Okay? Read them signs, people. Exactly. 80% of women, they divorce their homes. And it started off because usually back in the day, you couldn't really divorce unless it was like the only reason for divorce would have been for infidelity, right? But when they changed it from infidelity to irreconcilable differences or irreconcilable differences, once they changed that, everything just started going haywire. And there's plenty of people on TikTok, YouTube that you can look that these women say they regret divorcing their husbands. They were listening to other people. And as much as a lot of women out there do not like Kevin Samuels, I've seen Kevin Samuels save a few marriages. This one lady called in one day, and all her single friends was telling her she deserved better and she can do that and this and that. And they were having a conversation, and he was asking her what are some of the things that her husband does and do not do, and blah. And come to find out, when she started talking about what her husband was doing or not doing, it was very frivolous little things. He didn't take the trash out that day. He didn't take me out that week. It was very minor things. And the women are, oh, you deserve better than that, queen. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he needs to do all this for that and do this and that and that. And it was just really weird. And after she got off the phone with him, she went and apologized to her husband and fixed that and said she gonna keep people out her marriage. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen. Yep. They really do need to educate themselves. Exactly. Like my husband's not going to hang around with men who don't take care of their children or don't do certain things. He put himself around people who are about themselves. And the ones who aren't doing right, he will have a conversation with them and hold them accountable. I got you, Delaney. Okay, don't be running up on your man thinking you Billy Badass. Okay, I don't take them kind of risk. Yeah, yeah, because it's horrible. And there was another study that they said that in a couple of years from now, there's going to be a lot of women that are homeless. It was a study that showed that based on the data that they seen and the money that a lot of these women make, they're going to be homeless. That's scary. Yes, ma'am, covered. And that's the problem, Tina, that masculine energy. Yeah, I don't rock with the roly roly. he but you know what? I will look at a video if it has something in it. You know what I'm saying? I will get knowledge if there's knowledge, but I don't mm-mm. I know, and that's crazy. I'm trying, Trisha. No, Summer Breeze, I get it. There's some things that I don't rock with people as a person, but if they got their knowledge, I'm not gonna turn away from it just because I don't like them. I'm gonna listen and improve. You know what I'm saying? I'm not beyond. I feel like we can learn a little something from somebody, whether it's learning to do that from now on or don't even go that direction at all. I feel like there's something you can learn from any and everybody. He does. Dr. Umar Johnson be speaking on facts, but he be doing a lot. But he's hilarious as well. That's beautiful and sad at the same time. I'm sorry for her passing away like that. That's crazy, but that is beautiful. MMA, he said YouTube. What up, Queen K? Exactly. I love him to life. My husband, on my phone, I save him as my rock. Cause he will like, and this is what I be saying about. Don't start with the roly jokes. But he, don't start. What I love about my husband is if there's something that I got going on, or even like we correct each other. There'll be times where I'm having a conversation with him and I feel like what he's saying or how he responds to something should be a better way. He will listen. And the same with me. We hold each other accountable. We might not always agree, but we do make the time to have the conversation and talk it out. And that's a beautiful thing. He's my best friend. We hang out all the time. With the love is just it's amazing. And I could have destroyed it in the beginning by my masculine behavior. I'm telling you, it was bad. It's my way or the highway. If you're not doing this, then I'm gonna leave. My way is better. What I'm doing is better. Da 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 da. It was a real power struggle till I came to realize, girl, what you doing? And a lot of these videos with the women, like the Crimson Cure and Pink Book Lessons, and even Kevin Samuels, really showed me, like, girl, knock it off. Knock it off. Why are you acting this way? Why are you behaving this way? Is this even necessary? And there's a lot of women out there who are struggling with being masculine and feminine because they feel like they need to be masculine to protect themselves and they don't. It's a lot of things that you can learn from a man, you know? And that's why I be saying nobody's perfect. Now, had I continued that same hyena behavior, acting like I know everything, acting like what I'm doing is the best in the situation that I'm going, and I did not allow him to lead, he would have been gone and he would have had every right to leave. But that man has been so patient with me and so loving with me that he just continuously showed me that there is a better way. And he has so much patience, okay? So I just, I'm grateful that I was able to be in a relationship like that and do that, because even though I was raised in a different household and I was blessed in that household, my mom, who I love to death, was a very independent woman, and she would always tell me I didn't need no man. So if there was a situation where I didn't like what my husband said or how he spoke to me, even though he was really just trying to tell me stuff, because if you talking to a Pisces, if they're not cussing you out or saying nothing negative, they will raise their voice because they're very passionate people, right? It's not them trying to be mean. They're just really strong in that opinion, and it's the passion that comes out of it. It's not, you know what I'm saying? They're not trying to be really, really rude. They want to be heard, and they're passionate about what they say. So even though he would tell me things and his voice was loud, I would never hear the message because of the tone. And that's a stupid reason. He would be right too, and I'd be loud and wrong. But just because I didn't like the tone of his voice, oh, I'm ready. I don't need no man. I'm ready to go. Because my independent mother taught me I don't need no man. I might as well be alone. And that's something you don't tell your daughter because that's the experience that you have. Now, my mother meant well. It's just the situations that she had in her lifetime, she did not rock with that. That was her experience, And I believe the love of her life was my sister's dad, but he was such a womanizer. It just couldn't work out the way she wanted it to work out. But that man loved her as well. But I tell you one thing, my sister always seen her daddy. She's a daddy girl to this day. Okay? She's a daddy girl to this day. She loved her daddy to this day. So regardless of that, my mom, she was very independent, but she wasn't a hyena. So she let my sister see her dad. She looked out and searched for my biological parents and connected us with our biological parents because she said, y'all need to know where your family is, where they come from. Y'all need to be whole. So when I met my parents and I started building a relationship with my parents, it was a big discord between me and my birth mom because she was a housewife. She was a great wife. And I was confused by that because of the independence. It's two different lifestyles. And I was able to witness both. And even now, even though my birth mom didn't raise me and I didn't interact with her until I was 16, I still learned from that woman. I still learned from her because she treated my dad good until she transitioned as well, right? My dad and protected her, guided her, because the man is supposed to guide you. So I saw from my parents that the man is supposed to guide you, show you in the right direction, love on you, and my dad did that. But when my dad wanted something done, he wanted something done. I'm like, why are you talking to my mama like that? It was a big disconnect because he's like, baby girl, no. So when I started dating my husband and I started reflecting on the things that I witnessed between my birth parents and how my birth mom was with my birth father, that helped me out as well. And that taught me something. So I stand down from the independent masculine energy that I was carrying and I started listening and I started doing research and I started making changes. That's why I believe it's possible for any woman to do it. Because yes, a woman can do that shit alone, but that shit is exhausting. Mind you, my husband and I weren't always together. I was in another relationship, and then after a while, I started doing everything on my own. That shit was exhausting. Just because I know how to do everything on my own, don't mean I fucking want to do everything on my own. And then here I go, getting with a man who takes care of everything because his father took care of his mom every step of the way until he transitioned. Okay? Those type of energies are needed, and I promise you, I don't even know where I would be right now if I didn't have the experience that I had with both sets of families. And then my husband witnessing his mom being taken care of, and all that good stuff. Like, all that works and it meshes well. It's difficult to show a woman who has not been around any of that or seen any of that or been taught that any of that is right. Now, you got your anomalies where a woman's like, look, I want something different. This ain't it. I can't come home, work all day, hear these kids hollering, clean up the house, do all that stuff by myself, tired. It's a very, very great thing and a relief where you can come home. My husband cooked last night. He barbecued. Y'all know that barbecue be popping. Y'all see the pictures. Bomb. Okay? I didn't make any sides though. But my husband cooks. He don't always leave it on me to cook. He don't always leave it on me to clean. You get what I'm saying? And we're interviewing for a cleaning house person now. So I'm excited about that as well. But that's another story. Um he don't always have me do stuff. And when we first got together and then we started having children and stuff like that, it was a relief to be able to be home with my kids, have the baby, have my husband with me at the hospital. It's just a different experience. I've experienced both. I've experienced being a single independent woman, and now I'm experiencing being a kept married woman. And let me tell you, I would not go back to that old life. Okay? At all. Women should do the same if you withholding quick. Okay. Child. I don't know, Deontay. I don't know. You know what? There was this video that I saw, Rico, of this lady. She was telling the guy that she wanted her man to make at least six figures. And he asked her how much did she make. And she said, I got money. I make $45,000 a year. And the man laughed and he said, wait, what? Child, people need to get it together. Yep, that's a good one. The spook who sat by the door. I love him so much. I'm so serious. Like, okay, I'm telling you. And Kevin Samuels is a Pisces too. Exactly. Oh, that's what's up, Delaney. Thank you. I know we should do it every Sunday, huh? That's why these hyenas need to watch. And you know what? They can hate me all they want to, but they can never tell me I'm wrong. Yep, and that's the problem. You can't be the mama and the daddy because the sons are supposed to learn from the woman what woman they should be seeking out, and from the man they learn how to be a man themselves. It's equal. It's a balance. It's alignment. Okay, as long as you learn 6 6, as long as you learn. I'm sorry for your loss. I know that's right, Tina. Child, I love me some Pisces, but when they get ghetto, honey, you see the results. You see the results, baby. But yeah, that's why I say the things that I say. All these women on here talking about she bash women and she hate women, and I seen a woman just straight up don't know me from a can of beans and said she hated me, and I was like, ooh, I'm pulling something out of her. Keep hating me. I think that's a good thing. Anger gets shit done. I'm trying to get the word out. Thank you, Cameron.
Then you can't have it. If she doesn't want to give you something,
Hold on, let me go back. Because she was doing a commercial. Hold on.
That you got your books today, and I hope that you enjoy them. The pathology. No Black woman is ever guilty of anything. She is inherently perfect. Her flaws are minimal and they are harmless. If she does anything that is perceived as bad, there are always external factors beyond her control that cause her to do it. She has carte blanche and is always beyond reproach. She's actually beyond reproach. And she has a complete carte blanche to do whatever she wants to do. This includes abuses and deletions of people. Okay? If she doesn't want to give you something, then you can't have it. If she doesn't want to give you something, you can't have it.
Sound like CJ's children.
Here's the rest of the issue. Because these demons take up for one another, no matter what's going on, there is never any accountability. But it goes further than that. Thank you, Sharif Ali, Crimson Secure, the top lioness, Chicago stand up. Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, Miss Crimson Cure is from Chicago. Shout out to Chicago.
Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much once again, Sharif Ali, for your very generous contribution. I greatly appreciate that. Because these demons take up for one another, no matter what, there's never any accountability. This leads down a dangerous path, which includes a degraded spiritual value, which is really at the core of it. The moral decay when there is no check and there is no mirror. See, that lack of accountability is more than just not being able to have a conversation where it's not frustrating and maddening for them to move the goalposts, for them to say something different, for them not to have accountability, for them to, play with the accountability and play with the words and play semantics and play all these different games.
Did you hear what she said? Moving the goalposts, playing semantics. Did you hear what she said? Hyena behavior. Y'all, how many times I be coming at these hyenas who be coming for me? How many times? And they do the same thing she just got through saying. Y'all hear this?
In order to avoid being pinned down to something, that's more than conversational. That's more than the personal interaction. What that really is a symptom of is the spiritual and moral decay that comes about when there's never any reflection, when there's never any mirror, and when nobody ever holds you accountable for anything. When nobody ever challenges you or checks you about anything. When there's no challenge, when there's no check, it removes and degrades that sense of what is right and what is wrong, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. You understand? So that there is no more any shame or different perspective between them. No more shame. See, no more different perspective. This is why they will shut down black men talking, or they'll shut down women like me talking with sign language and the like. So why am I saying that it's evil rather than misguidance? Because there may be some listening to this that think I'm going overboard by using the very strong language of evil. And I do mean it in a very literal sense. I mean evil. I mean of Satan. I mean Satanic. I mean, that's what I mean. A demon. When I say a demon, I mean demons. So why am I saying that this is evil rather than saying it's delusional or it's misguided? I'm saying evil because there is no act. Listen carefully. I call it an evil thing, the sister code that these hyenas are on. I call them evil because there is no act that is undoubtedly and absolutely unacceptable. There is no act. There is no act. The most extreme things are severe abuse and deletions of children and black men. You don't get no more extreme than horrifying abuse, particularly physical, and the outright murder of other people. Thank you, Quiet Face, and reprobates, one predestined for damnation. Yes. It's evil when there is no act that is absolutely unacceptable. There's no line. Because, see, Shaitan don't have a line. You have to understand this from a spiritual standpoint. Satan, the devil, Lucifer, Shaitan, Iblis, does not have a bottom. There is no boundary. There is no low. There's no rock bottom. There's no act too heinous. There's no thought too destructive. Do you understand where I'm going? I need us to understand this in the very literal way that I'm saying it.
Yes, Miss Krista Cure, she reminds me of Dr. Francis Cress Wilson and Miss Shahrazad Ali. Now these women have been preaching this for the longest. And I remember at one point in time, Ayamla Van Zant was on the same side talking about hyena talk. Don't you come from the black world? Like, she really came at Miss Shahrazad Ali like really bad, because she did not agree with the book that Miss Shahrazad Ali put out about the man and the black woman. And they really dragged her for that. But nothing that Miss Shahrazad Ali said was not true. The woman that is speaking, that's the Crimson Cure. Her name is Kendra Davis. And they've been speaking this for the longest. And Ayamla Van Zant had to change the tone of how she felt about this. She starts saying black women are out of order. It changed. It went from her saying that to black women are out of order. I'm telling you, they gonna learn. They gonna learn.
Thank you, Miss 39 Dina. Shaitan does not have any bottom. I'm going to share something else real quick from an Islamic point of view. It is said that among all of the acts of demons, because they're demons that are sent to do certain kinds of evil, spread certain kinds of destruction. But for all the different evils that demons can inspire mankind to do, the one that Shaitan prizes the most is that demon that reports that he successfully broke a family. Process it. Thank you, Phantom Gamer. Said they watch videos of black men being unalived by police and laugh about it. Just pure evil. Exactly. I want y'all to marinate on that. The demon most prized is the one that reports that he broke a family. He caused the break of a family. Who breaks the family? Who do the most breaking of the family? Who maintains the broken status of black families? Who does that?
We all know that answer.
See, I don't use the word evil lightly. That's not clickbait. The title is not clickbait. I mean that title. I mean that title with every fiber of me. Do you understand me? Being on that kind of code is evil. No longer able to see wrong in an absolute way. They cannot see wrong in an absolute way. When there's always an escape hatch for them, there are no hard stops, no truly unacceptable behavior, and they are able to rationalize and justify each and every behavior and atrocity. Where did they get that? Who they get that from? Thank you again, Stardust, at Evil Incarnate. Yeah, that sisterhood stuff. No, that hyena sisterhood. See, it's the rationalization and the justification of it that's problematic. They get it from Zaddy. This is the mind state and the pathology of the colonizer. This is coming from the system that she worships and works for. How many atrocities has the colonizer engaged in and then completely justified it? How many lynchings? How many burnings? How many dismemberments? How many bombings? How many shootings? How many abductions? Burning of homes, cities, people. Drowning a whole town underwater.
Lake Lanier.
How many Emmett Tills were there? How many Medgar Evers? How many?
Yep, Tina, it's really deep.
And every single time, they can justify it. It's not that big of a deal. It's over. It's over with. Forget about it. Move on. This isn't the past anymore. You're living in the past. Move on. Don't face the atrocity. Don't start sitting there digging at just how bad it really is. Just how devoid of humanity it actually is. Let's not do that. Thank you, Keith Blocker said a lie becomes the truth only if you want to believe it. Who justified Nagasaki and Hiroshima? Justified it to this day. The only country ever to actually drop a nuke on somebody. Twice. So she got that from the colonizer. She got that from Zaddy. Zaddy does that. And his number one targets are children, men. To the lesser extent, women.
Now, did you hear what she just said? She said Zaddy. We all know who Zaddy is, right? Zaddy comes for black men and children and black children. Women, it depends on if they going with the flow or not. If a black woman is not going on with the flow of Zaddy's ideologies, of what they feel about the black man, they might do something like question if the black woman is black. They might do something by tearing the black woman down and having other black women agree that that black woman is bad. Because Zaddy, he's supposed to be the one that lead everybody. Because he want to be the one to control everybody. He's the evil in all of this. So if you ever see a Zaddy coming for black men all the time and that's all they do, you already know what time it is, y'all. You already know what time it is, folks. Exactly. I didn't have to say too much for y'all to know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. It's a system. It's a system of white supremacy. And all you see is these hyenas running to Zaddy. They run to Zaddy. And these combs and tap dancers, they run to Zaddy. They need Zaddy. God forbid a black woman corrects another black woman on their behavior and tell them to get it together. It's an easier way. You can't do that. Because if you do that and she does do it, that's going to mend the relationship between the children and the father. You don't want the relationship mended from the children and the father. Why would you want that? Why would any Zaddy want the mending of the children and the father? They need those children's minds warped. They need those children's minds terrorized so it can complete the cycle of the white supremacist program. Period. We know where this is going, people. We know where this is going. Black women like us and black men like us who are united is a threat to that program. It's a threat. And they will always and forever stay on code. Because that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they want. That's what they need. Why would Zaddy want to see a black man see his children, provide for his children, and show his children something different? That way they can grow and create a beautiful family as well. Why would he want that? Why would he want to see any black man succeed? So everything has to be a scam. Everything has to be unreal and fake. Because Zaddy can't see a black man doing it on his own. Why? Because Zaddy's supposed to be doing it. Zaddy is the one that was giving everything to him from the back of us. And it has not stopped yet. Every time you see a Zaddy getting rich or getting paid or getting used off the backs of black people, you have to question that. He's not giving back to the black community. He's not doing anything to improve the black community. He's just bashing the black community and receiving profits of it because he's spreading his propaganda. He's spreading his propaganda. Yes, it's genetic survival. It's genetic survival. That's what it all boils down to. So for all those who are running to Zaddy and they need help with Zaddy and they're agreeing with Zaddy and Zaddy can tell you if you're black or not, that's a problem. Why is Zaddy and black people business? Why? What does he have to gain to be in black people business? He don't care. He not saving anybody. Ain't it deep, Robin? He not saving anybody. What is he doing to contribute and help the black community heal? What conversations is he having? What improvements or ideas that he can make for black people to say, you know what, he really rock with us? He's not going to do that. He's just going to continue bashing black men because the black man is his biggest competitor. And the black man don't even try to compete with them. The black man is just trying to come up and protect and provide and do what they can for their family. But you can't do that as a black man. Not for Zaddy. So when y'all come in my comments mentioning suspected white supremacists, that's why I don't acknowledge it. That's why I don't acknowledge it. I don't play the Zaddy games. I don't. Because Zaddy is going to do what Zaddy is going to do, which is constant division. And every black woman that supports Zaddy, he get another wing under his belt that day. No, he don't want the black woman to be accountable and change her behavior for the better of them. He don't want that. Why would he want a black woman, to change her behavior for the betterment of her children and her family? Zaddy is a suspected white supremacist who be in black people business and make all types of, what's up, Mooch? All types of content about black men, calling black men things because he doesn't believe black men are capable of succeeding. So everything is a scam. He'll build his entire career discussing black men. And if there's, God forbid, maybe let's say a white woman that needs to be held accountable for saying the word, he soft speaks it. He don't hold her accountable. He just says things like, well, maybe if she didn't smile, I don't know, whatever. You brush it off because that's not your target. White women are not your target. It's the black family that's your target. So let's go and bash the leader, which is the black man of the family, the head of the household. Let's do that. That way, when other people follow me, I'll probably get a few black women and they'll continue to hate black men. And I'm winning because I'm destroying these black families. And if a woman speaks for the black woman and tells the black woman, hey, you're not doing this right, this is not the betterment of you, let those children see that man. I'm the biggest hater. Am I the biggest hater? Or do I want my people to succeed and win? Do I want my people to succeed and win? It's amazing. It's amazing the things that they do. I appreciate that, Tina. It's amazing. That's why the hyena code is dangerous, because the hyenas will flock to white zaddy. They will flock to white zaddy because they don't want to be held accountable, not knowing, some know and some don't know how dangerous that is. Because that man is not a supporter. He's not for the black community. He's the enemy. He's the enemy. So if he can get as many black women to side with him and other black men who are not secure about themselves to side with him because they don't, it's hard for him to believe that a black man is doing better than he is, that's a problem. They have to be scamming. They have to be scamming because there's no way that the black man could be doing better than Zaddy. It's all right, T. You can see the playback. You can see the playback. There's no way the black man can be doing better than Zaddy. It has to be a scam. It has to be something that they've done, because I've been handed white privilege and the world is at my feet, and I should have more than that black man. No matter how hard that black man did try and resurrect himself up from nothing, there's no way he can have more than me, because I have $1 million worth of whiteness. But y'all not ready for that conversation. So ladies who've been hitting me up, letting me know that my name is in the streets, and mind you, I don't come unless I'm called. I keep telling people, leave me alone. I didn't send for you. Don't come for me. This is my last warning. Okay? This is my last warning. You mention my name if you want to, and I will air your shit out. It's Sunday, Deontay. It's Sunday. That's my last warning. I don't play the same type of games that you've been playing with everybody else. I do my research, I get my facts, and I put them on the side until they're ready to come out. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. So, again, am I royalty's biggest hater? Or am I one of the many women out here trying to change other women's minds to do better so they can save themselves from themselves, to improve their family? Yeah, because why would a black woman be so intelligent? She has to be a hater, right? For me, it's the fact that he feels like he's more superior and we're inferior and we're not smart enough to have that intelligence. For me, that's what I believe it is. It's the rewording and the chopping and screwing, and you say you don't know me, but you know me. No problem, Trisha. I'm telling you, I'm like Beetlejuice. We not gonna speak of Zaddy's name, Robin, but you'll see my face in his video. You'll see my face in his video. Look for royalty's biggest hater, and you'll see my face in his video. He had no problem saying that. Yep, I always give solutions. I appreciate you too, TNT. I'm telling you, y'all be careful out here in these spiritual streets. I'm telling you. Yes. No, because we can't do that. If I was on here twerking and doing all this stuff and selling my body on YouTube, I'm sure he'd promote me, because that doesn't help the black family. Let's go on and finish the rest of this.
But he always go for the children, and he go for the men. That's where that mindset come from. That's why she don't see nothing wrong with it. That's why she don't see nothing wrong with it. Because it come from her Lord and Master. So she good with it. Anything that come from him. So who do she target? Children and men. To a lesser extent, women. Thank you again, Tahir. So I've seen you on several other panels, and I've seen what you are discussing now in action, whether emitting from the hyena or the pseudo-intellectual, always cover for bad behavior. Thank you so much once again.
What up, Miss Tony?
Thank you so much, B-Mo. Said more lionesses, less hyenas. Thank you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you, Red Pill Revelator. Say greetings, Kendra. Tuition. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. So much. I just wanted to let everybody know where she got it from. Got it from a master. We need to talk about this stuff in our circles and not be scared about it. Not be scared to call a spade a spade. Thank you, Stardust, so they just don't even know how badly they're putting themselves on an island to themselves. That island is soon to get nuked by their beloved Zaddy. Exactly. Thank you, Kamar, said this sisterhood is garbage. I remember taking a bus and a young school sister didn't have a pass. I gave her one of mine. Black woman driver threw a fit and called Zaddy. I called her bluff. Right. I mean, really? Thank you so much, Kimar. And Phantom Gamer said, I pay money to watch you debate Cynthia G and rip apart all of her lies against black men. These are the things that we need to discuss that nobody wants
What
to
up,
discuss.
Amanda?
See, it's not just deletion. The other thing that we don't talk about when it comes to black women is the molestation that they do. A lot of them are sexual predators. It's astounding. It's a whole subculture of black women sexualizing, specifically young little boys. It's a whole subculture. Thank you again, Steve. I said, Kendra, you were right when you called them the new overseers of the community. And they are. Thank you so much. They're sexually predatory. And you know black women are in charge of the community when the stuff that they want to do can't be negatively addressed. They've convinced young boys that it's a good thing that they molest them. There's so many young men say their first time was 11 or 12 or something like that. The woman is grown and he won't really feel no way. He'll be like, oh, well, no, it was cool. All the while, he's having a lot of dysfunction tied in and around sex. And he doesn't understand where them dysfunctions and where them little proclivities come from. It is from being taken advantage of by a grown woman. But black women have convinced young boys and young black men, even after they've endured that sexual predatory, being taken advantage of, even as grown men, they'll say, oh, it was okay. In retrospect, they'll say, no, it was okay. And in that way, if you get the men in a very complacent mindset about it, they won't actually speak up about how wrong it is and how it affected them negatively, sexually, and with their relationships with women.
I'm
and
sorry
stuff
to hear
like
that,
that.
Six. That's
And that
unfortunate.
is allowed to keep
That's
going.
crazy.
Because if the men aren't angry about it, why are you mad? Why is anybody mad? You understand what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Gary. Said the cooking is too much. Here's a tip for the excellent meal. Thank you so very much.
She definitely cooking.
And thank you so much, Brandon Jets at Kendra Delivered. Shout out to UFO Kamikaze. Thank you so much. They couldn't. They could not. They just continue.
Yes, that's unfortunate, Six. You did not deserve that at all.
That it's okay that you got molested. And when the boys become men and they look back on it, they don't see the problem.
And that's
No, it was
definitely a
okay.
problem.
No, I mean,
That's
we had
definitely a
sex.
problem.
No, that was my mama's friend, but I mean, okay.
Yep. They not ready for this conversation though, are they?
I don't know if we even ready to handle that as a community. I don't know if
I'm
we can
sorry,
even
Six.
handle that as a community, talking about that. Because the real thing about that, talking about that, is that it would have to take the men themselves to come out and say, if he was 10 or 11 or 12 and he got taken advantage of by a woman in her 20s, sometimes a woman in her 30s and things of that nature, and she groomed him and stuff like that, he needs to come out, even in retrospect, and say, no, it may have
No,
physically
chill. Hit me
felt
up on my
good at the
Instagram.
time, but I know it wasn't a good thing, and it gave me this complex about women or this complex about sex. I became extremely sexually, or sometimes men shut off. They do the same thing women do when women are molested as girls and raped. Sometimes a girl that get raped become very promiscuous, and sometimes she shut down. Men do the same thing. Sometimes they become very promiscuous. It's almost revenge for them. Like, I'm gonna pay back all the women for the injustice that was done to me. Or they shut off. They become funny about sex. Don't, real tiki about it. Don't approach me like that. Don't talk to me like that. Don't, because he's calling all his trauma. And he didn't really like that. He didn't like that incident, that thing that happened to him. So other women can't do certain things, or she can't talk a certain way, or she can't be a certain way, because he'll be turned off. Really, he's triggered. She hit a trauma for him. But because men are not allowed to speak on their vulnerability, Black men are not allowed to admit, even to themselves, and even sometimes among each other, the hurt that they went through, the pain. See, they can talk about the act, they can talk about the thing that happened to them, but they have to talk about it in a way that doesn't display the emotion that's attached to the thing or that's attached to the incident. They got to talk about it almost in a like a detached kind of way. Black men are not allowed to say, this thing happened and
I'm
it
sorry to hear
hurt
that, Tina.
me and I'm still hurt
That needs
by
to
it.
end in the community as well, because people don't like to talk about it. They like to brush it under the rug. From
And this is why I do
they
what I
think
do.
they think that's embarrassing of the family, but what's embarrassing is that they allow it by not speaking against it. That's the true embarrassment of it.
This is why I act the way I act. This is why I say what I say, because I've been hurt a lot. And he's not allowed to say it. He's not allowed to go to therapy, else he'd be looked at as weak. And, you really got to just power through it yourself. But sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you don't heal, you just scab over. Sometimes you don't heal, you just start coping. And those coping mechanisms are not always good. Matter of fact, 9 times out of 10, they almost as bad as the trauma that caused them. But men aren't allowed to talk like that. Anyway.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And you doing a good job, for real.
So I'm going to thank you, Well B, again for keep cooking. That's why
You
Antoine
and
Fisher told his
Six,
story.
both of y'all doing a
Told
good
his story
job.
as
Y'all
well.
doing y'all
Yeah.
thing.
It's a lot of black men with the same story. They gotta they gotta say it like it was macho to get raped and molested.
No problem, Tina.
So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and uh, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank everyone for their extra generous contributions today. I really appreciated it. This was a difficult topic, so I appreciate you all coming out. I appreciate you all contributing to it.
All right, and that's pretty much the end of her video, but that she is absolutely correct. It's a difficult topic. Nobody wants to talk about it, and it's things that need to be discussed in order for us as a community to heal and get past it. It's a very important topic. We as black women have to get it together. We're destroying our communities by this unnecessary hyena behavior. It cannot always be about us. No problem, Six. It cannot always be about us. We are our children's first teachers. So we should not be doing and displaying the behavior that's going on. We should be the ones making the changes, acknowledging where we go wrong in this situation, taking accountability of what we're doing and do better, putting better energy out in the world. No problem, Trisha. Very important. Very, very important. So, on that note, I didn't see any hyenas willing to come up and actually have a conversation. Um, that's unfortunate too. But we will try this again at another time, and they can come and tell me how any of this behavior is correct. They can tell me how any of this behavior is correct and why we as black women is it okay for us to be beyond approach. Okay, so for people who are new here, welcome, like, subscribe, and for my current subscribers, we're going to it as long we're going to see this process through what happens between CJ and Royalty. But Royalty is a part of the biggest system of the Hyena code. And we're going to dismantle this code. So you guys will start seeing videos of other hyena behaviors. And we're going to have other discussions to the forefront so we can heal the community and make changes since the hyenas are unwilling to take accountability of it. Okay? Yeah, Soul Sundays. We'll do that. And next week, we will have other women. They don't have to be a hyena. And we'll have these topics of discussions. Like I said, I want an all female panel. And men can come as well. Don't get it twisted. We're going to have men join the panel as well who want to have conversations and want to discuss these topics so we can change the narrative of this hyena culture. Okay, everyone? So I'm gonna catch y'all later. I appreciate y'all for joining the live. Um, Shout out to Six, shout out to Tina, shout out to Trisha. You know, as much pain as you guys experience, you guys are amazing for being able to tell your story, come to the forefront, and help other people and make other people feel comfortable enough to tell their story. It's a beautiful thing. It's unfortunate that it happened to you, and those people need to be held accountable. But I'm glad that you guys were strong enough to not allow that to define or destroy you. And people need you. We need you because we need you to help us out with this. We need y'all just as much as y'all need us. We can do this, y'all. We can do this. I promise you we can. Maybe a lot of hives, but we can take down these hives and turn some of these hyenas to women. I believe it's possible. So, no, I'm not going to shut up about royalty's behavior and how it's affecting her, because I promise you, if she changed her mindset, she will be free. I promise you it'll be a better life for her. And a lot of other women who think that way. And I will continue doing that to my last breath. I know that's right, Six. Yes, we can do this. We can do this for real. All right, y'all. Thank you again. Like I said, next Sunday, we're going to have other people on the panel. We're going to get these discussions in. We're going to call it Soul Sunday. We're going to get it popping. I also forgot, too, that I do have a massage coming today because it had to be rescheduled for Friday. So I need to get ready for that. Y'all know I got to get mine every week. It's a ritual for me. All right, y'all. Love y'all. I love all of y'all. I'm going to be refreshed once I get this massage, though. And I'm going to take a cleanse bath. I'm sorry, Cameron, but we need you too. Yes, we're going to change women's mind on men and their fathers. All right? I love y'all. Y'all have a good afternoon or night. Squad!